Wieliczka is a small town in southern Poland with a population of 19,128. It's part of the Kraków metropolitan area. The town was founded in 1290 and became widely known following its status as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1978. In fact, the salt mine here was among the first 12 sites around the world to be designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, making Wieliczka particularly special. And 380 steps behind me, I am on the first level of the mine. This museum offers a general tourist route as well as a minor route for more adventurous visitors. Both options provide a fun level of excitement for all.
The mine started to work underground in 1280, so it has more than 700 years. All of these centuries it produced salt to the Polish kingdom and also to some neighbor countries. The mine stopped mining because it was uneconomical. It was done in 1996, and since that time we only produce salt by boiling natural brine on the surface without mining because it wasn't economical. Let me start from the beginning. That the mine exists here more than 700 years. The work underground was started in 1280. That's why miners had such a long time, more than 7 centuries, to create, let's say, a labyrinth down below. Totally, we have 9 levels. The part of free, it's open to visitors. We have about 300 kilometers of such tunnels and 3,000 chambers, all of them man-made. Nothing was done by the nature. Up to 19th century, the work was manual. Nothing was done by machine, only pickaxes, hammers, wedges, shovels, such things. Wagons, first they were pulled or pushed by miners, since 16th century by horses, but before everything man-made without animals. The stable. Horses lived here. Exactly 8 horses lived in the corner. They worked here. There is an original wooden lift rotated by 8 horses. Totally, in a whole mine, we usually had 60 horses. They were powered to such machines, to wagons. They lived here. Then they retired, they work on the surface. They could because they were never blind here. It happened in coal mines, and it was because of the coal dust. It irritated eyes of horses. Our horses, they were never blind. And the last horse left our mine 17 years ago. But back to this machine, which is presented in the chamber, it's an original device. It could transport up or down between levels 2 tons. It was salt, it was water, wood, also horses or workers, absolutely everything. The mine used such systems, such lifts here on the ground more than 400 years. Casimir the Great, the king of Poland in the 14th century. He is famous in Poland because he built castles, towns, villages, churches. Like, for example, Wawel. He could build all these things because he owned the mine, and the mine gave to the church of the kingdom in that time 1/3 of the money every year, because salt was very expensive, almost like a silver. It was called sometimes white gold. We have 2 cylinders of rock salt on the floor. By each such cylinder, it's unbelievable now. You could buy the whole village in the past. To use gunpowder and other explosives later, so they made cracks in the seam of gypsum. That's why they start problems with the water. And that's why they had to build systems to collect the brine, which naturally sipped to the mine. Like here, we may see the part of such system. It consists of wooden troughs, wooden pools. Then, by such wooden pipes, like this one here on the floor, salty water was transported to such device, which is here. It was called paternoster pump, and it was used to pump the water to the surface between levels of the mine. Very tough job, 8 hours. They had really strong muscles.
The therapeutic smell of the salt wafting through the air, mixed with the majestic human touches of artwork, are surprising enough when you're this deep below the Earth's surface. However, imagining that this all started in the 13th century and today extends over 287 kilometers is mind-boggling.
The cathedral, we may say, it's the biggest and most famous underground church of the world, the chapel of St. Kinga. Everything visitors may see here was carved by 3 miners in 67 years, very long time. Why? They never carved together. One died, the second continued, and then the third one. 67 years, everything is made of salt. They made cathedral, they made the chapel to celebrate holy masses. Every Sunday morning there was a holy mass down below here in the mine, celebrated 2 miners. This is one of our salt lakes with a maximally saturated salty water, 32%. And this place is famous because of the first in the world underground sail made by our Olympic champion in sailing, Mateusz Kuśnierewicz. He never sailed underground. That was his dream. So miners put a windsurfing board on the water, and Kuśnierewicz had a short sail here on the lake. It was absolutely so funny. In the highest chamber we have, which is 36 meters high, we had a first in the world underground bungee jump exactly from here. 3 students from Kraków, they jumped down on the bungee elastic cord. And also, 2 years later, there was a first in the world underground balloon flight. Both things officially were also published in the Guinness Book of World Record. We planned also to have a first in the world underground ski jump. Not here, but in the chamber there is the restaurant. But it was enough big to have a good speed to jump. That's why it didn't happen. This high chamber is also the place that during the Second World War Nazis built a factory. They produced here parts of airplanes. Why here underground? Because nobody could destroy the factory, which was so deep here in the mine. And Jewish prisoners from Plaszów camp in Kraków, they worked here. They built these parts of airplanes underground.
I decided to end my tour with something completely unusual, a full-course meal underground.
So we are in the only restaurant in Poland that's 125 meters below ground.
Absolutely, yes.
And we're eating traditional Polish food. I chose gołąbki, which translates to pigeon. It's stuffed cabbage, there's rice, tomato sauce, very delicious. What do you have?
My choice was dumplings, traditional Polish food stuffed with onion, with cheese and potatoes. Very delicious.
Well, I want to thank you so much for being on the program and having us.
Thank you very much for the visit.
Until next time, I'm Ryan Sokash for Poland In. So that's a signal that it's clear to go?
2 rings, it means up the surface.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you feel it.
Air pressure is high down below than outside, so your ears will pop a little bit.
Yeah. It's not like a domestic elevator.
I know.
That's for sure. It shakes more.
Because it's empty. There are only 4 of us inside. Totally takes 36 people.
This?
It's a 4-decker.
Okay.
9 people to each compartment like this.
I know it's not every day that you ride on the elevator that shakes and bumps,
And
but
it's so romantic.
yeah, no, it's part of the experience.